introduce shortly that we're very, very proud of. But for a welcome, I'd now like to turn this over to Commissioner Mario Mealy.
Thank you, Dr. Holden. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to a magnificent opportunity to honor the great founder of this great nation, Christopher Columbus. There are a lot of people here today who deserve recognition, and fortunately we'll let that to Dr. Holton. But we have people from the county, particularly from the borough, and we also have a guest outside the county from a sister city of Philadelphia, Councilman Frank Rizzo. Frank, welcome here, and thank you for joining us for your presence. We have a very distinguished speaker in Judge Corso today who will give a very enlightening comments. But I really want to just say two things. It's been my privilege to be your county commissioner for the last 8 years. I felt very honored that we saw this working and becoming a reality which will be here for many, many years. It's a tribute to a lot of people, but in particular, Hank Cisco. Hank, where are you? There he is. Congratulations. The other thing I'd like to acknowledge is the fact that we have a great opportunity to make sure the young people, the future leaders of this great county and this great nation, understand the importance of this day. That Christopher Columbus, with a vision, found a new world, a world which all of us are benefiting from. So to all of you who are here today, congratulations. Thank you for giving me the opportunity to work with you and serve you, and I look forward to working closely with the new administration, which will be here very shortly, many of whom are here today. So thank you, and let me give the program back to Dr. Jim Holden. Dr. Jim?
I'm going to move this along, and we'll have acknowledgments of leaders who are here today. But to begin our program, and we will pave a way for the color guard when we get to that point. We see the need there to have some space there. So right after the brass ensemble, we'll do that. Mr. Scott Brown, you're new to the school district. Welcome. We're delighted to have you, and thank you very much for bringing the brass ensemble here today. They're going to play two selections for us, America and America the Beautiful. Mr. Brown, thank you. the Norristown Area High School Brass Ensemble. Thank you very much, Mr. Scott Brown and his students. Next, we'll have the posting of the colors by the Catholic War Veterans, Post 1182, Knights of Columbus. We'll now have the Star Spangled Banner sung by Corey Scotty. Thank you, Mr. White.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proud we hail at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight for the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets the bumpers singing air, gave proof to the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave for the land of the free and the hope of the brave.
That was great, really great. Thank you so much, Miss Scotty. Next, we're going to hear about the Spirit of Discovery by Mr. William Murray, publisher of the Times Herald. Bill?
It is both an honor and a privilege to be here today with the many dignitaries, children, citizens, and craftsmen who have helped make this monument a reality. As we meet today, the Stardust spacecraft is collecting comet dust from the outer reaches around Mars. Certainly the spirit of discovery is alive and well in America today. Columbus could not have imagined penicillin, the open heart surgery, or men walking on the moon. Like Columbus's voyage, each of these voyages is born of the drive and determination to reach and meet challenges head on. While there are many myths that surround Columbus, no one can deny his spirit of discovery, to risk his life in his challenge to explore new worlds. If we all can take a lesson in our lives from this spirit of discovery, we will each find a new world each day. I have been fortunate as the publisher of the Times Herald to have come to Norristown and discovered the many great organizations here helping each other. I have also been honored to meet numerous politicians, professional ball players, forensic scientists, and have even met the man who discovered a way to make your car stop with anti-lock brakes. Just last week I was fortunate enough to meet a gentleman who is working to discover the cure for hepatitis. The spirit of Columbus and the men and women who have followed in his footsteps are to be revered and honored. These people have proven that through the spirit of discovery, we are limited only by our imaginations. The drive and determination exhibited by Columbus is equally as important as the discovery of the New World itself. As the discovery of the New World stands as a legacy to a great man, the spirit of discovery stands as a motto by which we can all live our lives and help to improve the lives of others. I encourage you to go out each day and discover your new world. Thank you.
I'm going to go back a little bit. Father Marine, if you would. Monsignor Marine, I'm sorry, my apologies. If you'd come forward and do the prayer, appreciate it.
Let us pray. Most loving and almighty Father, we come today gathered as a community enjoying the splendor of this beautiful day which you have created to honor and remember your servant Christopher Columbus and the achievements he left behind. He is one of those explorers who come to us at certain times in our human history, like the astronauts and scientists of today, who remind us that our world is much bigger and grander than the one we have defined, and that its borders are limited only by the short-sightedness and fear that we human beings create. As Admiral of the Ocean Sea, and with faith in you, loving Father, Columbus set out on a journey into the unknown, a journey that other men dared not take out of fear and short-sightedness. And when the journey became difficult, he reminded his sailors that they were not alone on that sea, for they were under the protection of your heavenly mother, Santa Maria, Holy Mary, the star of the sea. Help us, Lord, today to remember that our life too is a journey to a new world which eye has not seen nor ear heard of. May we, like Columbus, as we travel our journey of life into the unknown, have courage and trust in you, especially when we feel discouragement and when the storms of life threaten our ship. Give us the grace, as you gave it to him, to broaden our horizons so that our world may not be limited by prejudice, fear, and hatred that is so often in our hearts, but may be expanded to embrace all of our neighbors and all of your plans for us. As we pass by this beautiful monument here in our town, with its replica of the Santa Maria, may we always be consoled to know that Holy Mary, Columbus's patroness, prays for us as she prayed for him, now and at the hour of our death. Amen.
Monsignor Marine, thank you very, very much for that beautiful prayer. Mr. Koya, if you would come forward now, please. Mr. Koya is going to tell us about the history of the monument.
My job today is kind of simple. My job is to tell you a brief story of the history of this monument. And it's actually the story of a dream that started a long time ago. In September of 1926, a group of 12 Italian businessmen from the east end of the borough came to the town council and requested that Norristown build a monument to Christopher Columbus somewhere in this park. In October of that year, the president of the Borough Council, John Valger, put forth a resolution setting aside the ground that we're standing on today for that monument. However, as we all know, what happened in the late 20s, the years of the Great Depression followed, and it became impossible to find the funds to continue this project. Wanting to remind future generations of that commitment made by his colleagues, and with a determination not to let that dream die, the president of the Borough Council, who happened to be a stonemason, donated this stone that's standing over here. And you can see the stone is broken, but it says, "On this site will be erected a monument to Christopher Columbus." Then, as it is with a lot of dreams, nothing happened. Nothing happened for over 50 years until Hank Cisco entered this dream. Hank Cisco stumbled upon this stone. It had long been broken, forgotten, and vandalized. And he decided that he and his friends could make the dream of his parents and his grandparents come true. The dream that had laid dormant for those 50 years. Hank enlisted the help of anyone who could give time and energy to this project that you see before you. And as any of you who've talked to Hank know, he can be very persuasive. Soon it seemed that everyone in the town that I was coming in contact with was involved in this monument. So many people have helped in so many ways to make this dream a reality, and each and every one of you should be thankful and proud of the accomplishment that's happened here. Thank you.
Tony Coya is Coordinator of Educational Media and Public Relations for the Norristown Area School District. When I was Superintendent of Schools, I had the pleasure and honor of working with Tony for 10 years. He did a fantastic job of telling people what a great school district we truly have. And Tony, if it were not for you, this ceremony would not be anywhere near the quality that it is. It's the Tony Coyas of the world that arranges for the transportation, arranges for the loudspeaker, and it's always set up correctly, arranges for getting the students here, arranges for lining up the teachers, and all kinds of details for this ceremony. The board of directors started to think about this. We've never really honored Tony Coya, and what a wonderful job he's done. So we're going to correct that right now. And Tony, it gives me great pleasure on behalf of the Columbus Monument Board to present this very, very nice plaque, we believe. And it says this: a dream that never died, Anthony Coya, educator, communicator, public servant. In appreciation for your invaluable contributions to enable the Christopher Columbus Monument in Norristown to become a dream come true and helping to keep the dream alive. From the Columbus Monument Board of Directors. Tony, thank you so much.
I want to thank the Board of Directors and obviously everyone at the school district, from the superintendent right on down, who's helped make all of this work. However, really, it couldn't happen without the rest of the people in my department. Cheryl Emerson and Sam Galbraith, who's standing behind here. Sam, who has been with me for all these years, been referred to as my partner in crime. He's the guy that actually has made all of this work, and in the years we've been together, a lot of this would not have happened without him. But I'll accept the plaque, and it'll be in my office for anyone who would like to see it. Thank all of you.
Next, we're very, very honored to have with us today the Honorable S. Gerald Corso, Judge of Montgomery County Court of Common Pleas. Since all of you know Judge Corso, I'm not going to go into a lengthy introduction. I'd rather have you have the opportunity of hearing his remarks. So, Judge Corso, thank you so much for being with us today.
It is my pleasure to be here with you today at this beautiful site on a lovely day. I'd like to start with a Good Morning America, which would be a literal translation of what Christopher Columbus said on this very day in 1492. I don't want to actually go over what others have said, but this monument, which is truly beautiful, was a labor of love, which was a tireless, unceasing effort by a group of Norristonians who embrace, implement, and live the fine qualities of Christopher Columbus, which we honor today. And we do applaud you for that. We are here today to commemorate a man and his accomplishments, which after 500 years remain a source of national pride. He is still shrouded in mystery and continues to spark controversy. In the United States, he is not only a hero, but an American symbol. As a hero, he embodied the 19th century faith in progress, seeking out new lands, a fearless explorer. He was bold, adventurous, and innovative, a characteristic of the modern American hero. In the 18th century, a new nation formed after a bitter and violent separation from England embraced Christopher Columbus as an icon and symbol. In 1792, King's College of New York changed its name to Columbia, and the new capital of the nation, Washington, was subtitled the District of Columbia. Columbus symbolized the spirit of the new nation. It's not hard to understand the appeal of Columbus for the new republic and the former subjects of King George. Columbus had found the way to escape old world tyranny. He was the solitary individual who challenged the unknown sea. As triumphant, and new Americans contemplated the dangers and promise of their unknown wilderness frontier. As a consequence of Columbus's vision, audacity, and perseverance, there was now a land free from kings, a vast continent for new beginnings, which has become for us, his descendants, a land of opportunity. Columbus's discovery is truly regarded as one of the most significant and historically important discoveries of all time. His discoveries opened a pathway from the old world to the new and changed life forever on both sides of the Atlantic. The Admiral of the Ocean Sea, as he became known by act of Queen Isabella and King Ferdinando, unlike any prior adventurer, explorer, or predecessor, changed the world. In the 20th century, Christopher Columbus became a symbol of American success. More than a commemoration of the past, he has become an exclamation of the future, of a self-confident, independent, growing nation that accepts no limits or boundaries. Christopher Columbus has become the ultimate visual expression of America's self-identity. He has emerged, reincarnated not only as a man and historical figure, but has assumed a mythical proportion, which has endured as a symbol of the American spirit. He has come to epitomize the explorer and discoverer, the man of vision and audacity, the hero who persevered to overcome opposition, the unknown, and adversity to change history. This man, his deeds, mystique, and will have become part of the indomitable American spirit which we honor, commemorate, and celebrate today. A reflection of the past, inspiration for today, and a guidepost to the future as we are about to embark upon the 21st century, a new age of discovery beyond our horizons and wildest dreams. Enjoy the trip. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge Corso, for adding to what Bill Murray and others have been saying about the spirit of discovery and what this monument means to all in the community. The next gentleman also needs no introduction, to say the least. The Honorable Joseph M. Hoffel III, United States Congressman, 13th Congressional District, who will deliver some remarks and then lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance. Very nice to have you here, as always.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Jim Holton, Hank Cisco, Tony Coya, thank you all for bringing us here today and for all of the work to make this celebration so successful. What a wonderful day and what a wonderful place for us to assemble to honor the wonderful achievements of Christopher Columbus, to acknowledge the tremendous contributions for the last 500 years to our society by Italian Americans.
I hope that you will think kindly of me because 22 years ago, in preparation for today, I had the foresight to marry an Italian American. Thank you for clapping, Bill. And I hope that, no. I hope that as we travel into the next century, that we will exhibit the courage and the faith exhibited by Christopher Columbus. It is my pleasure to lead you now in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We also have a special treat today. A second recitation of the pledge will be done by the Spanish students of Marshall Street Elementary School, led by their Spanish teacher, Mrs. Sandy McCarroher.
So much. That was a beautiful rendition, and I know your students have worked very hard, to say the least, and to do that so well. The next part of the program is the singing of patriotic songs, and for that we're going to have the third grade students of Whitehall Elementary School. Mrs. Rosalie Hetrick is the conductor, and Vicki is the accompanist.